Now, I'm gonna paint this scenario for you right here. Okay. You have your child. Your child's growing up, grown almost, but they've been in and out of jail, on drugs, stealing things out of your house. The TV is gone. Jewelry is gone. Jewelry that you bought, things that meant something to you. You constantly have to hide your wallet, have to hide your purse when you go home, getting in arguments with your child. So, when do you give up? And if so, we've all heard this, there's nothing like a mother's love. They don't say that about daddy. I never heard it,
This guy.
but there's nothing like a mother's love.
So if you're asking that question,
Yes.
so if you're asking that question on when should you give up, now you're actually stating that there is a point in helping out your child that you just cease, right? You just said, forget it. I'm not helping him out anymore. He's on his own, right? Is that what you're saying? Like you give up on him in that sense? Or are you
Yeah.
giving up on them in a sense where they are on, just like you said, they're on drugs or got some
Yeah.
type of bad vice that they can't get over, and you've helped them out so many times, but they always revert back?
And
Is
they
that what
burn
you're
you.
saying? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So, uh, if that's your child, and you guys can chime in too as well. If that's your child, it depends on how much you can withstand. Like if
Hmm.
you can, continue to support this individual, even though they're in their adult stage. If you continue to support them and they still keep burning you, now mind you, if you do so, if you do this, you may come out of pocket a whole lot because you're trying to help out this individual that really can't help themselves. Do you fault yourself for this? Because
Mm.
you are the parent. If you are the parent and you have groomed and molded this individual, do you think that it's your fault? Because I would say this is my opinion. Like I
Come
said
on.
in the comments, y'all can let
Come
me know.
on.
Y'all can let me know. But if it's I would think it's the parent's fault. The reason why the child is there because and I always say this to Mitch, maybe off screen or whatever, but does good produce evil or does good produce bad? Because if you're doing all the good things, then how can you produce something that's bad?
Well, okay. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Just with that,
Hmm.
we know in congregation, family, family is something different. You can have two good parents and you both are doing well. It's love in the house. But that kid somehow wants to be with the crowd
How is that?
that's doing
How is
wrong.
that? How is
That
that?
that
If
happens though. That
but
happens. You can't say it does not
you
happen.
you would have to explain that because if you were bringing them up from
Right.
a newborn and you're
Okay.
saying these quote unquote parents were good, if they
Yes.
were good, I don't care how much money is coming in, but if they're not paying attention to that child, who cares about the money?
Right, right,
Don't
right,
nobody
right,
care about
right.
no money. That you are neglecting a child to go run to the bag. Mama got
Mm,
money, daddy got money, everybody got money.
we
They
taking
live
trips.
in the suburbs and all that. Who cares if you're not paying attention to that child? You have to have a connection with the child. I don't think that and you can say, well, it's good that they have money. Okay, I got it. But the money is not all that the child needs. The child needs that parent's attention. So if the child
Right.
has that parent's attention, then yes, I think you will have a better offspring, about a better outcome, should I say, a better outcome in the its future endeavors. But if you think that just because you paying, they living, they going to a better school, that's all that needs to happen. That's not all good.
Kane, that's an interesting point. You're right about that. You're right about that. But we didn't say it was. I said they had love in the house, meaning they do
Right. Right.
take care of the kid and they're there for the kid to talk to. But we have seen it. You may have seen it in your school.
You
I've
showed
definitely
me
seen
something
it.
like that. You
Well,
showed me something
I've
like that.
definitely seen kids that it looked like they was in a good home and
Looked.
everything, but
Yeah.
it looked, yes, I just say it looked, it appeared,
Yeah.
but
You're
they
not in it
found
though.
the wells, they found themselves. Hey, man, I'm finna go on and hit that uh store doing a little drugs or whatever, because everybody's getting down with it. We done all been young before, and that is the truth. I
I
mean, you
get
can have the
I get
parent.
that.
I don't
I
care if it's a single parent that still works and still cares, that's still even more personal with the kid. Hey, let me know what's going on. I'm here for you. Talk to me and everything. They could be
blah,
yearning for something. No, no,
blah,
no.
and
But you're
blah.
saying it ain't blah, blah, blah. It ain't blah,
Man,
blah, blah, because we're talking about this is reality. Does it happen? Yes. You can have a two-parent household and they're there for the kid. Can the
what
kid stray?
how
Yes, the kid can
how is
stray.
that possible? How is that
Well,
possible? If you're if
because you
because
leave
we
it's
all we
life.
do is take after what our experiences and what we're around, right?
Right.
Right? So if you let's say that you did not grow up in the city, you grew up in the country, right? And
Okay.
you had both parents there, right?
Okay.
All right, so you're in the country, you never went to the city, you always stayed in the country, and you follow behind daddy and mama was taking care of you when daddy was gone to go get the crops or whatever, right? So
Mm.
you think that that same individual will go out doing drugs?
You never know, but Imma tell you something, when you said daddy out there getting the crops, that kid coming to get the crops too.
Yeah,
I'm just
well,
saying that's how what we do.
if they're not at home doing the homeschooling. But I'm just
Right.
saying, like, if they,
Homeschool.
and he's going out doing the cropping and tending to the field or whatever, and you're at home, and that child is at home. So
Right.
that, so what I'm saying is, just because you go to them and ask them after that long day of dealing with all the influences of today's societal schools, all of
Right.
that, um they may be drained and they may not have nothing to let you know about, but they deal with it on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
So how we brought up, meaning you're giving them, these kids, the opportunity to be exposed to something that you don't agree with every day. You may not
Right.
agree with that school system and how they teaching and what they teaching, right?
Mhm.
But you're exposing your child to that. So here, go over there and be exposed to this. Go over there and be exposed to that, and then come back and tell me, is everything okay?
So
I think that's a neglecting to the child.
so are you saying that the kids should just be homeschooled?
I think that or in a facility that can teach them what you want them to know
Okay.
as a
So
parent.
even in private institutions, that
It could
might
be
be
private school. It could be private
sort of
school,
the best,
but it
if
has
people
to
can
be
afford it.
something that you decide you have done the research, and that particular mother may have to be up there, be a part of the parent teacher conference and helping out, whatever, doing all that stuff. But that
Right,
you're
right, right.
actually seeing and you knowing what your child is going through versus send them off. Because a lot of people send their kids off in congregation. Y'all can correct me, but a lot of
Mhm.
people send the kids off because it's like a daycare. Like I need somebody to watch my kids while I go to work.
Yes, come on now.
And the school is the daycare. No matter
Right,
what they're teaching, and I can afford it, or if it's free because of I'm part of the public school, they're gonna just watch my kids while I go to work.
right, and
Right.
it's a lot of single parent households
Well,
and two-parent
and
households that's working though, too.
yeah,
I
yeah,
will say
I
that.
get
Yeah,
that. I
yeah.
get that. I get that. So a lot of this stems from men and women getting together and knowing what needs to happen for this child. That's what I see.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I see that the man and woman has to get together and be able to, like, all right, we don't need our child to be exposed to X, Y, and Z. We need to teach them what's right and what's wrong. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Well, I will say because I have a couple of friends and knew a couple of people, that did homeschool their kids,
Yeah.
and the kids seemed pretty squared away. I
Hmm.
won't tell a lie on that. Seemed
Hmm.
pretty squared away,
Hmm.
but a lot of people can't do that. or just don't choose to do that because that's taking on a lot of responsibility.
Yeah,
But I'm talking about this parents was,
yeah,
taking the kids to the museum and doing different things like
yeah,
they in an institution.
yeah,
And it was very serious, but very
yeah.
rewarding for them. But taking it back to going back to the question, um, do you think, Kane and congregation, correct me if I'm wrong, um, men, we show tough love, and the ladies is nothing like a mother's love. The women will not. It's very hard for them to give up on their kids. And a man is gonna say, "Hey, I done did so much. It's been so many years." I'm gonna say, "Hey, I'm putting it in God's hand. I'm praying for you, and then that's it.
Hmm.
I can't let you. The burden is so great. I can't let you unalive me with stress. I gotta just say no until you get yourself together."
Yeah, and I get it when people get to a breaking point because they wasn't there for the child, and now look where the child is at now. You know,
Well, okay,
child is there
my
now.
question.
Well, it's adult now, and they're getting locked up. They in and out of jail. They, on and off of drugs, and getting arrested, whatever. Right?
Yeah,
It happens. It
yeah, yeah.
happens, and that's because of the neglect of the parent. So
Well,
now you
okay,
can
you
look at
throw it
it
on the
like, okay,
parent,
so
but
what?
wait. You throw it on the parent, okay.
Yeah,
But do you think, as far as men and women, men would be quicker or faster to say, "Okay, I'm done," and ladies will always, the mama always, "No, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going," and still get burned and still get burnt, but she never stops.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
seen
yeah.
this happen personally, and it worked out for the good because it took years. I mean years. But now that individual is doing well, is
Well, the
doing better,
Well, the
you
the
know?
the the worst part of it is once you've given them that foundation, you have to give the child enough room to spread their wings. If the
Right.
mother is smothering them, that can be crippling too.
Mhm.
Like let's say for instance they are a teenager and they can't really uh deal with life because mother has always been that helicopter parent that's always, there,
Over. Yeah,
always there, always. So
yeah,
they can't really experience life. So when they do experience a little of life, then they revert to these different things. That's not good parenting. I don't care how you could be there all the time, but you still got to be able to teach them in order to be able to live in society. You have to let them spread their wings because if not, you see what happens. They end up doing it just in spite of. They do it in spite
Oh,
of.
come on, you just said
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
That's
That's
true. That
yeah,
is true, congregation. Come on.
yeah. They do it just to get back at. Oh man, I finally get a chance to get away from her. Let me have that drink, man. Let me get
Mm,
that weed or whatever, right?
yeah,
Like they'll do that. They'll do that just to get away from them because even though you think it was a great thing to be all up under them and not let them spread their wings, that was hindering too. So it's still
yeah.
the parents' fault. It's still. And I get it. Yeah, men be like, hey, you need to go ahead. I messed up as a parent. They have to just deal with that or whatever. But yeah, you may say, hey, I need you to get out there and work hard. I taught you a lot of skills. They may have given them a foundation. We just want all you can do is just say, man, I just want to direct you in the right direction because you have what I have. I just want you to be able to utilize it.
Inside.
Yeah,
Yes, you
yeah,
just
yeah,
said that.
yeah.
That's awesome right there, what you just said. You have what I have
Hmm.
inside.
Yeah.
And hopefully with that work, because it's work, man. When people have these addictions, whatever it may be, man, it could grab you, and people can do so many different things to themselves. And it's not just themselves, because family members are affected by it. And we're
Mhm.
talking about parents right now
Yeah.
are definitely 100% going through the same thing. And
Mhm.
sometimes I've seen it too, where that parent done all they could do. and end up uh, passing away. And that person, that individual, was still off and on. You know.
Yeah.
So, um,
It
do
still was
I
no help anyway. I understand. You know, it
do I
still was.
believe?
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Well, I would say, do I believe that you give up on the child? No, but I would not want any parent to worry themselves where that stress, because stress can do different crazy things to the body. But do I believe in releasing, praying, and releasing it? Hey, I gotta people know what I'm talking about when I say I gotta give it to God because I can't do no more. And then that's it. That's it.
All right,
That's it.
congregation, let us know what y'all think about this. We talked about a few little things. I mean, Mitch was going into the whole thing of when do you let go of your child that has let go or strayed away from your teachings. And I say, and another question we can throw in there is it that child's fault? Is it that child's fault that they have strayed? I say, no, it's not their fault, it's the parents' fault. You know, you got to be able to, and we know that there's no instruction book for the parent,
Oh
so
yeah.
there's nothing that they can go by. But as you would say,
Come on.
if you keep God first in your life, God will guide you on how to teach that child. That's what I say. Let us know in the comments. Anything else, bro?
Just people hit the comments up. Have you went through it? Are you going through it? And how did you cope? And how are you coping now? That's it for me.
For sure, for sure. And that's the uncomfortable truth. Hey, baby.
Do something.
For sure.
Roger that. Let's go.
Below, right below me, hey, we have a playlist of similar interests and social issues and things that you are interested into. Click on it.
And congregation, just where I'm pointing. This is what YouTube recommends for you to watch because of the content that you've seen of us. Click it,
For sure.
watch
Do
it,
it for us
and
below.
share it.